Always holding on the low though. Always dope, we ain't posing for no photos. Never moving slow-mo, gotta see the dough grow. From a student to the master in a dojo. Indigo glow, light up the ozone. Vintage soul from gold, been in my own zone. Sipping on these Belgian spirits where the ghosts roam. Spit that coke off of the boat, you know that dope flow. Running with them sticks for sport just like it's polo. Sported like it's polo. Quite a few Italian horses in the auto. Solo, watch for the album, put out the bolo. Finna had the industry by the neck like a bolo. Arm and a leg, it cost a body for the promo. Leg, arm, head, I'm feeling godly, finna GoPro. See through all the smoke, my third eye be like a GoPro. Think you witnessed delirium, but you don't know. Lost in the sauce, I got more where that come from. Everyone wanna love, never done none. When delirium flood, it make the blood numb. No matter what, we all got something that we run from. I got more where that come from. Everyone wanna love, never done none. When delirium flood, it make the blood numb. No matter what, we all got something that we run from. Always on my grizzly, always flying, I ain't posing in no Bentley. It's like fried chicken, I'm looking crispy. These dimes want try and ride me like a 10-speed. Always in 6th gear, but I'm feeling friendly. Let them breathe for a split second in the chest squeeze. From the sauce I'm cooking, they yelling, chef, please. Deliver trees, then I rev in the M3. The ends justify the means, and by any means, I'm from the streets. Give a fuck about you MCs. You know Marine, no fatigue, see no red beam. My G, you not a king, only a chess piece. If I come for your queen, I'm leaving empty. If I come for that safe, I leave it empty. And put some hands on your shooters like I'm MB. I think never getting cream is my pet peeve. Delirium. Lost in the sauce, I got more where that come from. Everyone wanna love, never done none. When delirium flood, it make the blood numb. No matter what, we all got something that we run from. I got more where that come from. Everyone wanna love, never done none. When delirium flood, it make the blood numb. No matter what, we all got something that we run from. Always on point, ain't no part two. Always on point like a harpoon. Life is art, Ferraris in my cartoon. Carthusian monks, sip the chartreuse. Botanicals on my palate like the flower. Smoke away the sour by the hour, way the powder. Used to frown upon designer in the 90s. We was poor kids, couldn't afford it, now we shiny. Grimy times turned to better days, we had to elevate. Ain't that money just like a drug, gotta medicate. Wrote the letters for the pain, then I ventilate. Like the treasury, the paper start to generate. Every tape, mission impossible, watch it detonate. I be highly decorated like a wedding cake. Taking off the edge, nod your head if it resonate. Bet I got that serum for your brain, like Special K. Come and take a hit of this delirium, it never fade. Get you some of that. Lost in the sauce, I got more where that come from. Everyone wanna love, never done none. When delirium flood, it make the blood numb. No matter what, we all got something that we run from. I got more where that come from. Everyone wanna love, never done none. When delirium flood, it make the blood numb. No matter what, we all got something that we run from. It's war season. Welcome to the Galleria. Put these shooters on display. We got classics for the masses. Get these shooters out the way. Double think that funny shit that you about to say. Cause when it come down to this music, shit ain't too much you can say. Plus we all been through it. We got way too much at stake. And no matter how you view it, we all grew up through the rain. Very few of us that made it out. I truly can't complain. Scoop me off the plane. I'm making movies out of state. Take these rubies that I give you. They like jewels about to save. Had to mine them with my sniper off duty at the range. 223s and 556s. I just paint the livest pictures ever since we 96s. I salam a paper, baby. I ain't got no time to give you. We stand alone, all on our own. Take that drama with you. Somehow we turn these hollow bones into solid tissue. Fire missiles of that sticky and the quiet pistols. Binary trigger, shit is vicious. I got tunnel vision, red dot, headshot. Gunning for them stunning dinners. Summer to the winter on my grizzly for a ton of chippers. Pappy Van Spitter, mix the whiskey with the bitters on my shit. Only thing that's gonna get me is my liver. Machiavelli in this bitch, this shit is strictly for my kinfolk in euros. Natives in my essays. No matter where you from, fuck it, say it with your chest raised. SWAT raids in Monte Carlos, everything you got is borrowed. Only profit fill my sorrow, make my soul roar. Like old Chevy Novas on the road, don't see them no more, no more. Sitting back like, oh Lord, when's it gonna work? I did my dirt and now we own all. Y'all ain't standing next to us. Investments on my head again. Southwest desert kid. Competition non-existent. God is looking desolate. Nevertheless, God prepare me. Never let no op get near me. I ain't never going back to jail. Phones and commissary. Solitary solo. Only one, there is no other. Stand alone, all on my own. In my zone, a lonely number. Butter with the flow. So smooth as ballerinas. It's a movie. Welcome to the Shooters Galleria.
I was brought off the toilet that had no fear. I was brought off the toilet that had no fear.
Yere düşmeye çalışan bir kar tanesi yere düşünce eridi.
I got dreams, I got pistols, I got trees, I got issues, got me dealing with these demons like they really got to get you. You like the gunman, get that feeling like you being hunted, and people love it. Ain't shit gon' change, all I see is hundreds, money in my scope, seeing my soul coming into focus. Rolling up the Lotus, got the moments frozen, don't it? Loaded, letting off Soviets for the dopamine. Rose gold poetry, the coldest, who the goat to be? Eat them like roti, no box logo, the flow supreme. How many soldiers on your team? Is you rolling deep? Couple pennies for your streams and your dope release. Don't come around these hand triggers with that slow release. Known to squeeze Curry with the vocals, hitting open threes. Shooters on the move for that gold, like they overseas. Holding keys for the blue notes, spending loads and keys. Wood smoked Asian oak for the potency. Only the realest know what I mean, how it's supposed to be.
All right, everybody, we are here for episode 126 of Let's Get Activated podcast. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. We're also on the Tattoo Shop Radio, Cuzzle FM, Wapter FM, and Tattoo Shop Radio. We are here. We're international. I'd like to introduce my special guest for tonight, Maze Overlays in the building.
Salud. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, so it's no salute. Appreciate having you. We started off, I felt like I was watching a show, a movie. I felt like I was in an art gallery. You got a whole lot going on.
Hell yeah. My kids did some of those paintings, man. Those paintings are all special to me. So that was a fun set to create, and I try to, every video has got a lot of personal shit in it. There's really a lot of it. I'm only the one that's gonna get it, but I still like to put it out there. So I got some cool ass kids, and there's some incredible artists, and I try to incorporate their art with my art too. So the intro was fire though, just coming off the last like gunshot, like boom, like that was a fire intro right there. Shout out to War Season, my producer, and then shout out to my guy Drew Splifflin who did the video. Fire, she came out dope. It was like a little mini movie, so I was really proud of that one.
Definitely, yeah. I was lost in it exactly like watching a movie because you know how attention spans these days are really low. You know what I'm saying? So all these visuals, it kept my attention.
That's right. You ain't lying.
Not at all. And even like when we started it off with Delirium, that was really dope too.
Say that again.
Delirium, that was really dope too.
Yeah, Bishop is crazy. That was like the most like kind of darkest, kind of grimy joint that we had on that album. But it was just so cinematic with the keys and everything. So, that one was shot in Phoenix. I know some restaurant owners out there, and they were able to let me use this bar restaurant. It's called Rough Rider. So you can stop by that restaurant that I filmed the video at in Phoenix. If anybody goes to Central Phoenix, it's right on Central and Roosevelt, like downtown pretty much. But it's dope, man. Every time we film, it's all about location, aesthetic, vision. Like everything's unique, Like I do a lot of videos in Phoenix, obviously, because I'm from there. But at the same time, like I film everywhere: Atlanta, Florida, California, Georgia. Just all over. So, it's been fun. Videos are really, really fun to me. That's one of the parts of the process that I enjoy the most. So, I'm grateful for all the feedback, and I'm glad you're enjoying them shits.
Definitely. Yeah, that's what I noticed about you. Like everybody, when you go on to Maze Overlays YouTube, he's got mad, visuals. And, I'm a visual person on top of the music. Yeah. Like even like if I'm hearing a song, I like to kind of, picture what's going on. So I definitely love it. You had a whole lot of visuals for me to choose from. So I was happy about that.
Thank you. I appreciate you tapping in. And I'm sure you hit the sub on that YouTube channel, man, because I'm trying to get there. We've been doing really good, and shout out to Coach, and just push it heavy for getting the subscribers on, and we're almost to the point where we're gonna start monetizing the YouTube, which is a blessing. And I put in a lot of groundwork, and it's just now starting to kind of get that traction I think it deserves. So the videos are once again the funnest thing for me to do. I love recording, I love making the music, but watching it come to life visually is really dope, and it's a part of the process I've really learned to love. And film in general is something that me and Coach want to put a lot of emphasis on, and we want to get into different style of film and not just music videos, but you're gonna see some really dope shit come out over the next year or two when it comes to the visuals. So I'm excited for that.
Hey, I'm definitely, excited for that. We have, a dope background here, which is the background of your new album that just dropped last month. So I know there's visuals coming for that. I know it.
We'll see.
You said we'll see. Gotta be some visuals coming for that.
Shout out to Wax Pack. PQ did an amazing job on the cover. He's kind of one of the, call him like a staple artist in like just the whole hip hop community right now. I'm tired of calling it the Renaissance. I'm just gonna call it hip hop, man. I'm going back to the origins, So PQ is from Philly. Really solid human being and amazing artist. He has a very unique style, and I told him I wanted something a little different for this one, and I think he executed really well. I love the color scheme and the whole aesthetic, and then just all the details in it. It's fire. It represents me really well. And when you get all these projects, every project is representing me in a certain era, a certain time period, it's got a little feel to it, and I just try to accurately represent that with the artwork. My counsel, the people that are closest to me, have been like really kind of pushed me to make sure that the artwork reflects the music, you know. So yeah, this one was fire. Like this is one of my favorite just album covers in general. I love the colors. It reminds me of the desert. Like I love that aquamarine. I love that those tans and those earth tones. So, you know, yeah, I love the backdrop. Just seeing the whole backdrop like this is dope. So I think that shit is rad.
No. It was my mission. I said, I had I wanted to match. It had to coordinate. Everything had to coordinate with the
That's
covers.
right. Look, I even matched it for you. I put
Yeah.
the kind of Diamondbacks fitted on. You know, it'd have been fitting to have the actual D-backs on, but like I had to, shout out to Crime Apple. I seen this and I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to take that one home. So you can't. Only thing better than an Arizona Diamondback is the M. You know what I mean? As the Diamondbacks logo. So that's got Maze written all over it, man. So but yeah, you did good. I love the coordination. I love the match too. I'm all about the aesthetic. You know what I mean?
Hey, appreciate it. And
Or
then what's the meaning behind the title of the
Nouveau
album?
Antica. Nouveau
Mm-hmm.
is like a style of cuisine mainly, but I think Nouveau just represents the new, obviously. And Antica is not a word, right? So it's either Antigua, which is in the Bahamas or something, and really just antique. So I kind of created not like I'm not, there's no innovation behind it. It was like it rolled off my tongue and was like, oh, Nouveau Antica. I like that. Like, it was meant to be. I feel like my style is defined as a lot of things from the past, but yet a lot of things from the present too. And I can't say the future yet because we don't live there, but I'm saying like, you know, that's the beauty of innovating too. Like taking things like my foundation is in the 90s because that's when I grew up and,
Mm-hmm.
kind of became a man and got a lot of my influence. So the 90s is so iconic for me and so like epic that it is the foundation for my style, but at the same time we're not in the 90s. We're doing a hybrid version of the hip-hop that I think was just considered classic, right? Whether it was written or Ready to Die or Machiavelli or As Dark and Hell is High, AT Aliens. These are the albums that inspired me. So like I have a lot of that in my repertoire, but at the same time, I'm new too. I fuck with Kendrick and Cole and Isaiah Rashad and J Rock and Schoolboy and Action Bronson and all sorts of people. So like I was able to kind of take like a lot of the old and mix it with a lot of the new. And I think Nouveau Antico was meant to, we're like just to be keep it a buck is like
Mm-hmm.
this is a lot of the topics that I'm touching on in Nouveau Antigua is talking about, my life in the past. Like my life right now is way different than like my entire story, because of raising kids, doing bids, running the streets, doing dumb shit, living life. Not just dumb shit, but just everything. Having my whole
Right.
experience, I wasn't able to tell my story like in like at that time. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
wasn't like, I'm gonna go do some shit and then like rap about it the next day. It was more like live life, live life. Lauryn Hill was just talking about this. She was like, they were having me go from the stage to the studio to the stage to the studio, and what was lacking was substance because I didn't have experiences. During like I was experiencing, but I wasn't experiencing like just life. It was more about experience and then go right into experience the music, experience the performance, and then go right into recording and making albums. And for me,
Right.
like there's a lot of truth in that because you know experience is what goes into these projects, but it's not always at that time. You know what I mean? I'm telling a lot of
Right.
things that have transpired over the past like 20 years. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'll be real, like, without the ego involved, like now I'm nicer than I've ever been. So I could tell the story in the most eloquent, like, beautiful way. You know what I mean? Very poetic and very, like, I'm able to actually look back and look down on these situations that at one point in time I was in the thick of it. And, like, I wasn't
Right.
even thinking about, like, yo, I'm going to go rap about this. I was like, bro, this is hurting me, or I'm going through it, or it was crazy dope, and I just wasn't inspired to just go immediately make music about it. And during the early parts of my career, I made a lot of music that was very conscious and very revolutionary, and that shit is still, is close to my heart. But at the same time, I've evolved into an artist where I just more than anything, I just tell my story and put my perspective out there, and I put my little sound signature out there. And I don't subscribe to one niche or one box or one type of hip hop or one type of music. very diverse and very versatile. So I just consider myself a hip hop artist, a vocalist that, is telling my story. So a lot of that is from being young, and a lot of that is yesterday. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I blend the old and the new, and that's what Nouveau Antigua was meant to represent.
Hey, well, incredible representation. I definitely have it downloaded and everything as well. Like I said, I tapped in, definitely great work. I caught that from you between like the old and the new, telling the stories. And, you're right. Sometimes when we're younger, we're going through experiences and we're not really thinking about the consequences or whatever. So then something when we get older,
Mm-hmm.
now in the present, we think back like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have did that. But you know what? Let me tell this story. It was a learning curve, so
That's right.
I like
And I
that.
try to inspire people. I always try to have a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to ever inspire somebody to go do some fuck shit or go do some violent shit or go do some street shit. To me, there's a place for that. You know, you're designed to learn. You know what I mean? Like you learn from that shit, but at the same time, like you know, you want to evolve from that and grow from that. So like, some people are in the thick of it right now, and they're gonna hear some of my tracks and be like, I fuck with this. Because
Yep.
they're gonna hear my old life and be like, yeah, I fuck with this dude, and then they're gonna hear the kind of like the end of the track where it's designed to like, it's like the Greek tragedy. You got to give them the tragedy and the triumph, right? So you go through it, but then you also got to have the light at the end of the tunnel, man. I think what's missing in a lot of this Renaissance hip hop community, whatever, is like we're consistently focusing on like the old shit and the street shit and the ego. When it's like, bro, you eventually got to outgrow that and you got to put something prolific. I mean, you don't have to, but it's not balanced to me unless you're telling both sides of the story. So you want to talk about how cool the street shit is? Let's talk about prison. Let's talk about anger management classes, community service, all the time that's spent doing shit you don't want to fucking do because of reckless decisions and reckless behavior. Is it fun in the moment? Do you get money? Sure. There's, some people don't make it through. Some people do.
Yep.
So you can't just tell one side of the story. You know what I mean? You got to tell both sides of the story, and that's what Vita Criminale was really representing. With Bishop, because it was like, you know, I talked about people that spent 16 years in prison, people that have lost family members, all sorts of shit, been shot because they was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So it's not all just this cool glorification of like, yo, we street dudes and we do all this
Right.
cool flashy shit and we got chains or we rappers and we got guns or something. Like, bro, everybody has guns. Like, anybody could buy gold if you have enough money, you know what I mean? So to me, it's about kind of like, it's about like kind of humanizing it a little bit, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
we all human beings, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to project anything. To me, the most authentic music is just like, tell your story, be yourself. And that's all I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? That's all I am doing is like just talking about the shit that I've been through in the past, the shit I'm trying to do in the future, the shit that I'm doing right now. So, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for this whole like resurgence, kind of like new hip hop kind of like wave that's going on. Like, it's dope because I've been able to meet and discover so many dope artists themselves that are also going through what I'm going through, similar age group, that they've been through a lot of shit, and then it's time to
Mm-hmm.
put it out there, and the people that can express it artistically and can get on top of the business, they're putting it out to the world, man, and it's becoming a viable way to make money and express yourself, so I love it.
Yeah. I agree. It's therapeutic, So I got to ask though, when was Maze Overlay born?
I would say roughly like 2011, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
There was a transition, I think, where we got out of a lot of the older ways of thinking, and there was just a lot of like awakening going on. A lot of people that had been through a lot of the same shit as me were starting to kind of figure shit out and like, yo, this is not sustainable. Uh, a lot of psychedelics were introduced, and I'm a big, obviously, in almost every interview I touch on fucking mushrooms and psychedelics because I love it. I think it's, going back like what you said, it's therapy. The music's therapy too. But
Mm-hmm.
I was in a space where I was starting to figure a lot of shit out, and really start to put the puzzle pieces together. So the music needed to represent that, and we went through a phase where we were doing a lot of psychedelic type of music, and then I found a way to basically incorporate that into my whole style without being like drilling it into the ground. But my name was created by one of my best friends who was actually just you know, it seems more arbitrary than what it really is. It's not as I wish it was more, you know, glorious, you know, as an inception story or whatever. But it was really like my brother, my best friend, who I grew up with, spent time with, like making music and running the streets. He was looking at some artwork, and you know, he was like, "Man, that looks like some maze overlay shit," and he just put the words together, and I like immediately heard it and was like, you know, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is a maze overlay? You know, I'm like, what do you even describe it right now? You know, so I was like, bro, I like that though. You know, it just had this ring to it, and it didn't. Well, he wasn't trying to create a name. It was really just like, you know, a descriptive type of thing. But I feel like it just absolutely described me to a T. You know, like the idea of a maze and an overlay of like this experience, and it's being hard to figure out. It's hard for me to figure out too. You know, this is a complex experience. This is a divine, crazy experience that we're living. You know, so that word or those words put together really like triggered something in me, and it gave me the freedom to start expressing myself for like who I really was, and like, you know, all the shit I had in me, instead of just one side of me, which is the revolutionary, anti-establishment. I mean, that came from Dead Prez, Public Enemy.
Yes.
You know, even Nas was revolutionary. Pac was really revolutionary. So I had a lot of that like anti-establishment, you know, fist up, you know, pro-black, you know, just everything, all that shit, you know. But I was able to like take all of that and still put it into my music, but in a very like tasteful way. People don't want to be spoon fed, not in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
The best teachers to me are comedians, because you're entertaining someone. Like Curtis Mayfield said, we're here to entertain and enlighten and educate. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I want to entertain you, but I want to drop jewels too. And the idea of dropping jewels is to slide it in, and to not like, you're gonna hear my music, but you really gotta like listen to Andre, listen to Nas. Every time you listen to a record, you're gonna hear like a little, wait, I didn't catch that the first time, and maybe it just hits the subconscious and you don't even think about it. But like, that's why, you know, I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to have knowledge of self. I wanted to have understanding, and hip hop was like the first conduit to that. You know what I mean? So try to do the same shit, just give back. You know.
Got you. I appreciate that. Now, do you remember like how old, just being with, the inspiration of everything, of all these incredible artists you named, and, the substance, do you remember the first time where you just said, you know what, I can do that. I want to be an artist.
Um, for so many years, I used to listen to Nas and like Mos Def and, Jizza. And I was like, bro, I could never do this. So I tried to be a DJ. I had my
Hmm.
little scratch records, had some DJ Rectangle shit, had some breaks, and little vest stacks with some fucking, I didn't have no techniques or nothing, but, I had a pair of turntables, and I was like, man, I'm going to cut it up. I watched a documentary called Scratch, saw
Hmm.
Mixmaster Mike and Qbert and, all these old school, like, all the pioneers like Aladdin and all the dope DJs, man. So I was like, I love this. I love Scratch, and I love this hip hop shit. And that translated into like just me not knowing pretty much that like Qbert is like some sort of wizard. Like I can't scratch. Like I can scratch a little bit, but like DJ is fucking hard. Not saying rap is not, but at the same time, like it was something where I was like, I love this, but when I first time I went to county, I didn't have turntables, so I was always getting
Right.
locked up for charges and fucking DUIs and just dumb shit, right? Like, so I would be in county for 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever. Like, and whenever I was in there, I didn't have no turntable, so it was like I want to write, So I didn't even know how to count bars. I didn't know how to do any of that shit. I was just inspired by hearing people like Nas and Pac and Wu Tang and Mobb Deep and all that shit, and really just started writing poetry when I was locked up and trying to express myself and say dope shit. I feel like the knowledge was always a big part of my style in my early years, because that's just what
Hmm.
I grew up on. It was like I was trying to be like Tragedy, Gaddafi, and Intelligent Hoodlum or something like that. I ended up studying Malcolm, and really got a lot of the real knowledge, and that always made its way into my music. So, you know, once I started writing at like 16, 17, it all kind of made sense because I didn't do very well in school, but the classes I excelled at were composition and English and writing
Hmm.
classes, because I understood I could wrap my mind around it. I'm not a very like astute mathematician. You know what I mean? I understand like principles, like
Right.
Pythagorean shit, but I'm not going to do calculus on the fly for you. You know what I
Me
mean? So
either.
I really enjoy writing. And when you talk about catharsis, I really think that the process that's most cathartic for me is putting a pen on a paper. Not only does it have to do with manifestation and all that shit, but like I really just enjoy writing. It's like it's eloquent. It's like it's beautiful, and I don't write books. I'm not a novelist, not saying I couldn't, but I really enjoy putting together these little songs, these little, you know, it's like a little mini chapter or something in the book. You know what I mean? The album's the book, and you're writing all these little chapters in the book. So I get to like, kind of create a little verbal novel, so to speak. So, I always found writing just super enjoyable. And, you know, once I got to like, 19, 20, and I was still doing time and fucking up, but like got to like fast forward to 2006, once again got out of jail for some dumb shit, and that time I wanted to take it serious, so I was dedicated, and that's when I got with Killer Priest and a lot of different underground artists, and really started making my way, traversing through that whole lane and that whole kind of time period. I call it the Jedi Mind Tricks era, because it was really big back then, and you got a lot of Wu-Tang affiliates that were moving around, and we was active in that, going out to LA a lot, so yeah, that's pretty much like that's the little origin story right there.
Yeah, and that's work. I mean, traveling works. And some people don't get it. Like you hit the nail on the head. You gotta sometimes work. You gotta travel, and I'm sure it wasn't just like you said, nothing was spoon fed. It's a grind. I'm sure.
Dog, if I told all the stories about going from New York City and flying into New York and going to the projects and then going from there to Binghamton, New York, staying with one of my boys who was from Arizona, who was on the run, living in the projects in Binghamton, Johnson City, like just running around New York and then back to the city and out to LA. Like, shit, I was on the run for 2 years doing this shit. I didn't even give a fuck. It was like, yo, I'm dedicated. I want to do this music shit. Let's go to New York. Let's go to fucking LA. Let's do what we got to fucking do. So those stories are just crazy, and it's dope because now I finally get to like shed some light. A lot of people look at me and they're like, oh man, this guy just came in. Who the fuck is this guy? It's like, check it out, man. I've been doing this shit for fucking 15 years. I had records out in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, like working with legends. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
consider, myself a young legend. I just don't have the light. Eventually, once the light, once I feel like the light I deserve, people are gonna be like, damn, it's not just like some overnight shit. And I feel like a lot of the artists that persevere, that are doing really well right now, have very similar stories where that you don't see all the grimy shit and all the hard shit and all the crazy shit they had to go through to get here. You know what I mean? Because most people only focus on the outcome,
Right.
and all the shit, all the fame and the money and shit. But to get to that point, it takes a lot of work. Some more than others. Some, I'm not saying work smarter, not harder, but when you actually put the time in and put the work in, that to me is where greatness is found. Just like Kobe said, you take 1,000 shots a day. Kobe made a point to train one extra, like literally, he would do 2 more hours of training than everybody else in the league, and that's what I try to do. I try to write more than everybody, not to kill everybody with content or quantity. To me, it's about getting better and better and better and better and consistently evolve. I want to see how nice I can really get, type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I like that. Consistently practicing your craft, building on your craft. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, they just, stand still. They have the ego, and then it's just, nothing after that. So I definitely respect that you're, still after all these years in the game, you're still practicing and just building your craft and just elevating.
Never too good to grow. Never too good to grow until it ain't all about chasing a pat on the back, but if I hear someone like Nas or Andre 3000, who are like two of my favorites, they were like, man, you're dope. Like, this shit, I like this shit. To me, it's like that's like when I can like maybe find a comfort zone, because it ain't about just pleasing somebody. It's about knowing that the people that inspired me, like I did it right. You know what I mean? I stayed true to the culture. I stayed true to myself. I didn't do some gimmick shit. I didn't do some fucking trendy shit. Like I stayed true. And to me, like until I'm sitting down with Kendrick and Andre and Nas, and they're like, you know, you got it. Like I'm gonna keep working hard, and I'm gonna keep growing until I get to that point. And I'm not gonna stop until I get to that point. Maybe I might be 65, still gonna have motherfuckers be like, yo, you nice, and this shit is dope, and you did it right. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about. You know, I could have done this. I could have took some shortcuts. You know, I could have saved some time. I could have signed with some people. I could have jumped in. You know, I could have rode some waves. I could have, you know, I could have made it easier on myself. But to me, I wanted to create my own legacy, my own generational wealth, and to me, the slower way is the more thorough way that was really allowing me to plant my seeds and watch them grow and not just like do this and be a flash in the pan. You know what I mean? The whole business model has changed, you know, looking at people like LaRussell and people that have really given game to how this music business works and how to be successful within it. It's not just like one size fits all, but you know, we've evolved a lot. We've came up a lot over the last, you know, I'd say 5-10 years of just like really breaking into this shit and getting away from all the major record label domination and just making music just for the masses. You got people now, you got hundreds and hundreds of hip hop artists that are just fucking doing what they do and expressing themselves without trying to please a label or trying to do anything. And that's what we need. We want people to be the best version of themselves. We want you to be you, because there's only one Andre, there's only one Schoolboy, there's only one Maze Overlay, there's only one fucking Danielson or Westside Gun or any of these dudes, you know. So the more unique you are, the more you express yourself to the fullest degree, that's when the world, I think, really embraces you and fucks with you, because they see that no one else is like you. You know what I mean? Like, we're all cut from a cloth, but at the same time, we're all very unique, you know. And it's cool to see a lot of the talent that's out right now, and you know how they're really coming up. And I respect the shit out of it, and I champion people's success. You know, I just know that what I have to do for myself. You know.
Amen to that. You know, I'm just sitting here smiling because this is what's activated about. Like, you're the type of person that I love having on the show, giving the shine to, because we need a lot more of that. You know, yeah, we need a
My
lot
bad.
more of that.
Go ahead.
No, you good, you good. No, I'm saying we need a lot. You know, we definitely need a lot more of that. You know, these gems that are dropping, just being yourself. You know, and just, oh my goodness, you know, we getting gems and activated tonight, everybody.
That's right. I mean, it ain't even got to be all stoic and serious. It's just like, bro, people got to get to the point where like it's cool to be smart, bro. It's cool to learn new shit. Like you're not born learning how to open LLCs and, you know, run businesses. Like, you got to learn these things. You know what I mean? But it's cool because, like Nipsey said it really good. He was like, you could just be saying something. I don't even know you or fuck with you. If you're giving game and I catch on to it, bro, I'm gonna take that game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm taking it. Like, I don't care who it is. So for me, I've always been like a student. You know what I mean? Like, I try to master certain things, but I continue to grow and, you know, learn, man. You're never too good to grow. You're never too good to grow. So the jewels are a part of it. You know, like the fun shit, the stories, the aesthetic, the fashion. A lot of that shit is ego, but I still love the ego, because we're in a human experience. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be, you know, visual and physical, and, you know, man, we all sometimes just want to dumb out, you know, just have fun. But a lot of times it's about like, let's better ourselves. You know, how are we getting better every day? Once again, going back to my man Kobe, every single day I want to get better. You know what I mean? I want to improve every day, no matter what. So, you know, for me, it's just one foot in front of the other, just like Bruce Lee was talking about. Same shit. Take one step towards your goals every single day. You know, so that's what I've been really focused on over, like, you know, the past year or so. Has been a lot of growth for me, like, spiritually. You know what I mean? So I've been able to like balance a lot of this music shit that I got going on, and just everything, you know. So a lot of growth has happened for me, and I continue to push myself to get better and better, not just as a human, but as an artist too.
Most definitely. Definitely. You got to keep pushing yourself.
That's right. You can hear me all right, right?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
Cool. I'm on an echo, but I can hear you.
I'm taking it off right now. Give me one
No, you
second. I'm gonna
good.
take this off.
You good.
There you go.
There we go. Perfect.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Look, you switch locations. You outside. You working, so it's all
Yeah,
good, right?
we moving around, man. We moving around, shaking and moving. You know.
That's right. That's what it's about. So we got like, half of 2023 is over, so what's up with you for the rest of this year going on into 2024?
I mean, other than just like constant creation and like definitely, like I'm definitely like stacking material and content because like I don't even have to work as fast as I was working, during the earlier stages now. So I'm really like, I'm kind of blessed to like, you know, have the space to create at my pace now. Like I'm not, I could do 4 or 5 songs in a day. I can knock out a project in 2 days. But to me, like going back to what Lauren was talking about, like the more experience that I go through and the more like I grow as a person, my music is gonna reflect that. So, you know, I never, you're never gonna see a time over the next 2 years where we're not shopping projects actively and releasing projects. Like not everything is going to go to vinyl. Not everything is going to go to physical. Some things are just going to be streamed. Not everything is going to go to digital. Some things won't go to digital at all, and they'll strictly be physical. But like it's I hate to like ruin surprises, but like I already have like my next 4 projects done, 5 projects done. Like they're already being shopped right now. So really it comes down to when we do rollouts, we don't want to just like drop it on Bandcamp or throw it on DSPs and be like, okay, cool, there it is, it's done. For us, it's about, is it gonna have a proper rollout? Like, are we shooting videos? Like, what are we really doing? So yeah, I already got like, I mean, I could tell you producers or album names, or you could tell you concepts. I could tell you whatever you want. I mean, like I'm not like, there's nothing I'm working on this like secret. I just I don't want to overload everybody, but like
Right.
this year you're gonna see an album with Twinning, with my boy DJ. It was DJ Wrecker and Payday. And Payday's kind of taken over because his brother had an aneurysm, so he's like, he's been there for him. Yeah, and he's a good dude, man. He's a DJ, and he's worked with people like A-Sun and like Raz Fresco and SD Knack and artists like that. So they built a really cool following in like where they're from in Philly, and then just working with a lot of dope hip hop artists, they've been able to kind of build a little name for themselves as well. I really only work with people right now that I actually like have active dialogue with, that I'm conversing with, that I actually fuck with. So, me and Twinning have worked together for like the past 3 years, completed the project, and then it's kind of a series. We have this little Ferrari series. So just so people have the next thing that should probably come out, more than likely is gonna be 84 Testarossa and Enzo. So it's kind of like a 2-part series. Enzo is my first project that I'm releasing that has multiple producers on it. So it's not just like a producer collab album. It's more like my executive production is my, I mean, I do a lot of my own arrangement and executive production anyway, and curation, if you want to call it that. But this one was not about using one producer, because sometimes I'll take a producer and we'll make, 12 songs together. I'll take the wheel. Sometimes with people like, for instance, like War Season, he does the curation and the executive production and the arrangement and the ideas and the concept. And then I just basically go off of that and I just fill in the gaps. I got something coming with Loretta Records, who's obviously another staple on the underground. And with that one, it was like, let's work together on a concept. Let's lay a foundation and then, fuck around with different ideas. And, our project came together really fucking dope because of his input too, so I work with people in all different capacities, you know what I mean? And, for me, it's all about bringing the best out of the producer and bringing the best out of me. And then also picking what fits, I have a certain, I have a certain voice, and certain production fits my voice. I've learned that, that's something that you don't know right away. You got to figure out what works for you. And then as your style changes, you fit it to it, so I got a project with Wino Willie coming out. I think that's going to come out in December. should come out on Copenhagen crates. Don't quote me, but you know, I'm hoping that that's that's locked in. Probably will be. So, you know, that's three. Um, you know, some producers that work independently, we get to choose like when we want to drop. Whereas, like if I'm working with a distributor, like an overseas distributor or some sort of label, then I'm gonna have to kind of go off of their calendar as well. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
well, we're not just like throwing a bunch of shit against the wall. What we do is like we take all the content that we have and we start to shop it kind of methodically. Like, look, we're gonna give this album to this label, this album to this label, and you know, and most artists are probably gonna tell a similar story when it comes to this process. But
Yep.
you know, this year my focus right now is I want to start doing a lot of videos. So as I approach the end of the summer, I'm trying to start shooting video probably by the end of the month. Going to New York for an event in the Bronx on September 1st through like the 4th. So I'll be in NYC and, you know, just kind of moving around, trying to line some shows up. But for now, it's been a lot of just getting albums completed, you know, picking the right people to get on the right project, you know, and really just staying with content creation right now, you know, but you're gonna see at least 3 or 4 albums come out this year. We got a couple digital albums that we got that are just gonna see digital, so we can pretty much drop them anytime, you know. But coming off of Nouveau Antica, is like I gotta remember. We all have to remember that, like, you know, that album came out, you know, 2 months ago. You know, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not even like it's still. I guess what now? 3 months roughly? No. Excuse me, June. No, I came out like
In June.
yeah, about a month and a half, right? Almost 2 months. So for me,
Yeah.
we tend to have such a short lifespan for these projects, but I think that if we're if we're doing it, if we're justifying it, you know, you should be running a few months for a campaign, you know, for a
Yes.
project. I think the video content helps. We did not drop a video with the project. Not to say that we won't, but it was more like we're ready, you know. And sometimes there's no video. Sometimes there's one video. Sometimes there's two. You know, it just really depends on timing. Videographers are, you know, they're fucking special, man. I love them. I love the creators. But you know, what I'm really eager to find is someone that I could kind of work with consistently. You know, and I work with a lot
Mm-hmm.
of different people because, you know, a lot of them are young college students that they're dope. You know, but they're just starting to build their name, and a lot of them want to get into commercials. So, you know, it's always a little transient when it comes to the videography, but you know, I'm always working with new people, experimenting with different types of film and different types of camera work and different cameras, different editing software. Like, it's dope. So, you know, I like the diversity and I like the differences in all the videos, but I'm also like really looking to, like, as you find a sound with music, you also kind of find an aesthetic with the visual content, and it kind of defines you a little bit. Like when you look at a great example would be Tobe Nagiwe. Tobe Nagiwe is
Yes.
so fucking talented and so fucking dope because him and his wife Fats have this eye, and it's like they're just incredible with the color grading and how the outfits, it's like these different color schemes, and just fucking dope, you know. So
Yeah.
as eager as I am to kind of continue to define my sound sonically, I also want to do that with the video content as well, you know. So it's meticulous, you know. People don't understand a lot of the the attention to detail and the nuances and all the minutia, I guess, that comes down to this rap shit and this
Mm-hmm.
music shit. But you know, it's a part of the process. You know, you got to go through a lot of the machinations and all the bullshit. But then when you finally make it through, it's like, ah, man, look at what we got. You know, as the
Yep.
album's completed, the artwork finally came together. You know, it's always like a nail biting experience waiting on the last edit. You know, the
Yep.
final artwork, the last feature. You know, whatever it is, it's like, fuck, we gotta make it work. You know, so. But yeah, no, we're trucking away, man, and it's been great this year. Looking forward to finishing out. It's been a great year for me. A big, like, kind of breakout year when it comes to, you know, people hearing the Sadu project and seeing like a lot of dope videos back to back, seeing new features people I
Mm-hmm.
haven't worked with before. You know, it's been really exciting. So we're gonna continue the pressure, but it's gonna be at our speed. You know, I'm not in a hurry to drop anything. I'm not you know, like Jay-Z said it best, you know, I have so much confidence in what I'm doing that I'm not gonna let anybody speed me up or slow me down. I'm gonna drop shit when I feel like I'm ready to drop it. Period. So, you know, you're gonna see some shit, I promise, and I got no shortage of material. You know, and it's not that, fuck the ego. I
Mm-hmm.
worked really fucking hard over the last few years, and I got a lot of shit in the clip. And Coach will tell you unequivocally that I'm one of the hardest working artists that he knows, not just manages. You know, that he
Mm-hmm.
knows in general. And you know, I got great work ethic, and you know, I'm determined to fucking make fire music. Because for me, the more I give back to the music and to the culture and to hip hop and to the whole community and to the fans, the more it gives back to me. You know what I mean? So like, I've really, like, a lot of artists these days, and a lot of this newer generation is trained to just take.
Yep.
But the way manifestation works, and this is the um so without going too many spoilers, I got a project that's called Equivalent Exchange, and you're gonna see this come out. You're gonna see who does it.
Oh,
But the whole idea of this equivalent exchange is like, you know, you give something, and then something equal is given back to you. You know, like, life takes sacrifice. You know, if I sacrifice, you know, 4 hours a day, I'm working towards something that's just gonna pay off. You know what I mean? So equivalent exchange is kind of like a universal law, you know, that I kind of like come to, you know, really like embrace. Because the more time I sacrifice, the more hard work, blood, sweat, and tears I put in, the more I get back. And you know, I got big ambition, you know, so it unfortunately, to a certain extent, takes a lot of fucking hard work and
yeah.
sweat. Like, man, when I'm in that studio, man, when I'm grinding it out, you know, I'm trying to be like Pac on All Eyes on Me. You know what I mean? I'll just rap
Yeah.
it to the voice, try to rap it till the voice blows out. You know what I mean? So but yeah, no, a lot of shit to come. I'm in a little bit of a transition where I'm like working, finding and working with new videographers, new visual artists, you know, but that's dope too, because it gets me out of my comfort zone, and it gets me to like grow as a musician and as an artist and as an executive producer, curator. Like, I got a vision, you know, so every time I sit down and create a project or an album or a tape or whatever you want to call it, it's all got its own vision, you know. And so I whiteboard a lot, write a lot of shit down, and just manifest that shit. You know what I mean? So
Wow. That's a great plan and just a greater process altogether. And I'm here. This is so eerie because City to Great, you sound just like my artist, City to Great. It's really creepy. Your guys' mindset. It's really like, because you got, he was even saying in the comments, you guys think the same. That's why I'm just nodding, because I know
hell yeah,
exactly what you're talking about. Like, this is
hell
crazy.
yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. I love to see them, man. There's so many artists that have just caught on, you know what I mean? And that's why I really champion people like La Russell, and anybody who's gonna talk about owning your masters, getting your publishing right, you know, getting you know, everything from the BMI to the sound exchange to, you know, to your distro. Like, there's just so many facets to the music business, and it doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be snaky. It doesn't have to be shady. We don't do no shady business. We don't do no shady business. We don't do any business with anybody who, honestly, if you're still in the streets, man, that's cool. Get your money, do your thing, but we're not doing business, bro. Like, we're not doing business. We
Amen.
sign we need contracts, bro. We need professionalism. Like, when you look at people like Griselda, man, they thrive so much off of professionalism. As no matter how street or how crazy you are as a person, man, if you could be professional and do good business and know how to keep, like, that professionalism is key, man. And yeah, there's always times to talk shit or beef or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like, you know, air it out. Like, there's always that, man. We always gonna be, you know, you can't take the street out of a motherfucker completely, but at the same time, like, it's all about growing and taking everything. Like, the streets will teach you how to be resilient. So be resilient in a business, with a business mind state. You know, be resilient when it comes to not giving up and being persistent and dedicated. You know what I mean? But so many jewels out there, you know what I mean? So I was able to soak it up, and now we're just trying to exact that. It's all about execution right now. You know, it's not rinse and repeat. Don't let that be confused with just like, yo, we got a formula, we're gonna work it. My formula changes every time I create a project. And there's something different, or something I grow, or my engineering gets better, or my songwriting gets better, or my delivery gets better. Something always grows. But what we're doing right now is executing. You know, like we're just, you know, we set out goals. You know, like Denzel said, dreams without goals are just fucking dreams, dog. Like you gotta plan. You gotta have an attack. You know what I mean? It's this business is like the art of war. You know what I mean? So the more you study economics and how to move right, and you understand the playing field, you play the game better. You know what I mean? Like we all have the same air. We all have, we all have a brain. We could all Google shit. We could all gather resources, so when you look at this music shit, the people that are doing really well is not just like random talent. It's dedication and execution and knowledge. You know what I mean? So like I said, to kind of champion everybody else, I'm blessed to have a good counsel. Shout out to my people like Blame Low, Bishop, War Season, Coach, my boy Jules, a lot of people like that. I know there's people I'm forgetting, even like my close inner circle of all my people, like everybody is there to play their part, keep me on track, keep me humble, keep me hungry, keep me driven. And, this isn't a one-man show, it takes a village, and that's why I feel like I'm seeing a lot of the success, on the underground that I'm seeing now is because of everybody that worked together to make this happen, So as much as it's one name, it's a group of people that all believe in what I'm doing and want to see me make it, because I want to see all them make it just as bad as me. I'm not the only one that has a kid. I'm not the only one that has a life and it has good taste. You know what I mean? Like my manager got good taste too. He needs some nice wine and some Italian meals too. You know what I mean?
No, Coach is on point. I got to shout him out because, that's how, he tapped me into you, so then I'm doing my research. So, yeah, he just tapping me in. So this is great. This is just great networking and building.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Man, I really appreciate it. Like, honestly, like, this is the time I always try to give y'all your flowers, because without the people that are actually, y'all are like journalists, man, like on the ground with this shit. It's not easy, man. When I see people in Brooklyn and they recognize me, or I see people, all over New York, or I'm in, fucking South Carolina, and people are like, yo, Maze. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? But these people, y'all are on point, man. Y'all do your fucking research, man. You like, it's like, it's a full-time job just keeping up with all these artists and what they're dropping, and there's like vinyls, and there's so many merchandise and so many fucking shows and all the shit. So it's, y'all are really like, without y'all, I don't think we would be documenting what's happening in the culture and the music, and all the different scenes and subgenres. I don't think we'd be getting the light that they get without all the journalists and the podcasters and the writers and the bloggers and everybody. Man, I think, like, once again, it takes a village, and this whole village shit we do is like a hip-hop village, you know what I mean? So it's dope. And when I say the culture, I feel like that term gets overused so much, but I feel like hip-hop culture is so rich. You're dealing with Black culture, New York culture, music history, music culture. You're dealing with all sorts of shit. So I try to, because I'm a student of the game, I always try to like pay homage, to people that came before me, all the legends, but also big up all these young kids that we got out here killing it. All the, like, people like, look at, like, I always bring up New Vegas films. New Vegas films is just fucking iconic. You know what I mean? And what he does is so special, and it's, I guess to him it's probably simple at this point, but it's like a beautiful Italian dish. You know what I mean? It's like, it's simple, but it's right to the point, and it's like, it's documenting shit in a really unique way. And people like him, like Cinematic, like Thousand Words, like Kip the Fog, all the artists that have kind of had these really unique styles that have championed a lot of the artists. We owe it to them. We owe them a lot for building us up and exposing us to all the different fans and all these different lights and shit. So everybody's playing a part. And I'm just trying to do that, for me, my family, and all my day ones, and all my whole squad. Constantly about getting better as an artist, getting better as a human being. As soon as like I said, that's first, and I want to be real clear about that. That being a good human being, being solid, being loyal, being true to yourself and being true to your family and true to your people around you, that is the most important thing. I don't care how nice you are if you're not a good human being. I don't really respect it, So we're really big on keeping the circle tight knit and respectful and just thorough, man. Really thorough. So it's a good time and grateful for what y'all do and just grateful to be a part of this whole thing and really happy to see all the feedback and all the positivity that's coming from it. I think people are really seeing me at like you know a high point and at a really good spot. My songwriting's getting better and better, and I got some experimental shit coming. It's off the wall. I got
Nice.
of course you're gonna get that foundation from me. You're gonna get a little West Coast. You're gonna get a little soul, a little South, a little East Coast. You get a little bit of everything because I lived all these places. I'm a melting pot, man. That's how the only way to explain the maze, man. Is like I'm a little bit of fucking everything. Like you know, just inspired by all over, all different cadences and accents and styles. So it's made its way into my shit, but I'm definitely starting to really like find that sound I'm looking for, and I'm gonna need some singers. I'm gonna need some
Mm-hmm.
musicians, but I'm on my way, so it's been a fun journey and just grateful to be here and grateful for all the support.
Yes, definitely. You definitely got a great team. You definitely doing great things, and you definitely got my continued support. And
Thank you.
your team of coaches, like, hey, some singers, musicians. I'll send you their profiles. This is just what we do. We're just, building a
That's
network,
right.
supporting everybody. That's what we're
That's
doing.
right. That's right. And man, if you want me to tap in with anybody or any of the artists that you're managing or working with, like, man, let's keep the network going. That's what Coach does. Every time we do these interviews, every time we find an artist or a label or someone that's solid that we want to fuck with, we're gonna bring other artists to them. We're gonna, there's plenty of pie for everybody to eat. I mean, don't get me wrong, we ain't gonna get into the 1% and everything, but
Right,
even
right.
then, even on the bottom we have so many resources and so much fucking shit that where everybody can eat off this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can eat off this shit, man. Like you see new millionaires every day, new billionaires every day. You need new successful rappers, singers, artists, musicians, everything. So it's like that's what we need to be focused on, man. Just championing each other and just pushing each other and letting everybody get their shit. This competition is bullshit, honestly. Like
Yep.
it's all ego to me. Like comparison is the thief of joy. I couldn't even. That's one of my favorite quotes because to me, like we all got the space to be us and get this money and inspire people and fucking do dope shows and connect with the fans and you know live that legacy, lead that legacy, live that life, and I'm constantly focused and I'm so driven on that. Like every day I watch Kobe Bryant. I can't even express it enough. Every day I watch. He's more of a motivational speaker than a basketball player to me at this point. Like ever. Like it's crazy because like he is that dope at basketball. He probably is my favorite ever to play basketball. But hearing him talk, I would never even have to see him play. To know that like
Mm-hmm.
this is what I need to hear, man. And like watching how he interacted with kids and how much hope he brought. Like for me, man, Rick Ross told Nipsey, he said, you judge your greatness off of how many people you bless. That's all I want to do is bless people, man. Bless people with music, bless people with money. If people can eat off of me, if I can put money on somebody else and put food on somebody else's table, man, I'm doing it right. I want to bless people. I want to have as many people hear my shit as possible, and we can all vibe together, and we can all grow together, and you know, just do it. That's what it's all about. It's all about the experience, and we trying to live it to the fullest.
Exactly. And Coach here, Coach wanted me to ask you about what about the cactus pilot? What's up with that?
Yo, so I'm always trying to keep it in the bag, man. I don't even I don't post enough. I'm not as fucking out there as I should. Y'all should do more reels. They gonna tell you the same shit. But
Mhm.
we have an idea to shoot an actual like show where it's not just a fucking music video. We really wanna explore into, like I was saying earlier, I touched on this, but he always want to let the cat out of the bag, man.
Yeah.
But it's dope because it gives people, it's getting people ready, because we do have some big shit we're working on. Right now we're just putting together budget and location and people that need to act in it. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that it's fun to even think about, but we actually are gonna shoot a pilot, and we're gonna pitch it to, he has certain connections with Netflix, and we're probably gonna pitch it to Netflix and Hulu, and have a little, probably somewhere between, like, we'll probably do like a 10-minute pilot or something like that. It could be a little shorter, it could be a little longer, maybe a couple clips or something, maybe a couple different ones, but definitely gonna do something dope with that. So yeah, you're gonna see some wild shit. It's gonna be fun. Like, I'm not like a trained actor, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really good on film. And I've considered taking some classes, or even I know some people in LA that have done some work, and they got their SAG and all that. So, like, I know some people. I just have to got to get with them and kind of get polished up and get ready. And for me, it's like I try to, like, emulate Pac in those scenarios where, like, I kind of become that person that I'm in a role. Even when I write a song and I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
story, I become that, and I kind of embody that, and it, like, becomes a part of me. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about getting into the film more, and really getting that out there, because I think people are gonna finally start to see that, like, we're doing something bigger than just some rap videos.
Right. Expanding. See, that's exciting. See, I get an activated exclusive. Thank you, coach. You know.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Absolutely, man. We'd love to do something like that. Next time we got something in the clip. I know you're booked out for so far, but, like, we'll have to do this again next year, and we'll do it with,
Mm-hmm.
like, a world premiere or something. We'll have some content ready to go next time we jump on here. That'll be fun, won't it?
Yeah, hey, I'd be honored. Look, you always welcome, y'all. Even though with me get booking out far, we always drop you, get you on the schedule. And believe me, that time passes by so quick. Next thing you know, be like, dang, it's my time again. So,
That's right. That's right.
that
That's right.
sounds
I'm looking
good.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. It's been a fire year, and you're gonna just see me double down. That's really all I can say. Like, it's not gonna always be at the pace everybody else wants it to be at, but I'm gonna double down, and I'm gonna really get this shit going. And it just, by this time next year, it's gonna be a few more albums out there. So it's gonna be a good time.
Dang, this is exciting. Definitely exciting. You gotta let for the people for the radio, let them know where they can find you and tap into you as well.
Main shit is, like, YouTube and Spotify. These are where I monetize. Definitely want to push people towards YouTube.
Mhm.
Let me put my private. Are we still connected? You can hear me?
Yep, I still hear you. Yep,
Perfect. Just had to get on the charger real quick.
you
Um,
good.
love the Bandcamp, love the Instagram. Not super crazy about social media, but definitely appreciate the platform. So if you want to tap in on social media, you're gonna see the videos up there. But please, like, go subscribe to the YouTube, go follow me on Spotify, tap in with me on Bandcamp, subscribe to me on Bandcamp, support me directly. We're gonna launch a website probably towards the end of the year, probably, just depends. But we're gonna be launching some merchandise, got more videos coming, obviously, and got more albums coming. So when we're ready to launch the website, the world will know, everybody who's tapped in will know. But for now, hit that Spotify. I mean, you can stream Maze Overlay wherever the fuck you want, but the majority of my content is going to be on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit. Tidal, whatever people use for DSPs. Like, anything's appreciated, but all you got to do is type me into whatever the fuck browser, man. I should be on all of them, and if I'm not, I gotta touch base with DistroKid so we can get it on fucking everything. So
No, you're literally, you're everywhere, everybody. Literally, just type Maze Overlay. Boom,
that's
he's
right,
there.
man. You can shoot me a message. You can send me an email. It's mazeoverlay@gmail. You can hit me up on the Instagram. Shit, I mean, you can. There's a Facebook floating around. There's a SoundCloud floating around. But I always prefer the ones that I get paid off. So for right now, Spotify, and of course building up that YouTube subscribers is pivotal for me, because I feel like with all the video content we got coming out and how much dope shit we're working on, like, man, get on that fucking YouTube, man. You're gonna know right away when I drop something. And if I drop a video, it usually means the album's coming, or you know, we're ready to push, you know. So videos are very tactical for us, you know. You're not going to see us drop some random shit for no reason, you know what I mean? Unless it's a single or something like that. So, you know, but yeah, hit that YouTube, hit that Spotify, man. Tap in with me any fucking way possible. I'm pretty approachable, I think. So, you know, people can
Yep,
hit me up on any platform.
Yep, you were always, you were very approachable with me, and appreciate you for sharing that flyer too, because I do that too. I make the flyers and everything. So I was like, okay, we got a collaboration going on. That was dope.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
That's right. Like I said, I want to see everybody win, man. And, you know, everybody's building something. And for the people that found their purpose and they're just working towards their goals and their dreams, I want to be a part of that support too. Because if people are going to take the time to support me, I'm going to take the time to support them and just reciprocate that love. Because like I said, you put something out, equivalent exchange, you got it back. You know what I mean? So what you're doing is a blessing. And, you know, for a lot of young artists out there and a lot of seasoned artists like myself that are kind of just now seeing the come up and some of the light, man, it's so much of a blessing to have y'all really just push us and champion us, and it makes me feel special. It makes me feel like my shit is getting to the right ears, that, you know, people are really connecting with it. And I love the songs you picked, the promo. You have good taste in it, you know, that you put the Culture Heist on there, you put the Kaiser Sose joint, the Renaissance shit. Shout out to Wax Pack, young kid, early 20s, made that album, was patient with me, took me 3 years to put the whole thing together, and fuck it, we did something fantastic, man. So shout out to Wax and, you know, everybody that was a part of it. So, but yeah, you doing your thing, and, you know, you're a hardworking woman, man. So you keep that shit up, because that's what it's about right there. You setting an example for a lot of the other young creatives out here, and, you know, people that are passionate about what they do. So love to see that shit, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for saying young creatives. I'm up there too, everybody. I'm 41, but hey,
There you go. Hey,
we're not putting no age limit. We're gonna keep it going.
that's right, man. You
Yeah.
already know, though. You know, you ain't cracking, so you already know what it is. You know what I mean? You
Thank
got
you,
them good
thank you.
genes, man. So luckily, I got a little Italian in me that keeps me going. You know what I mean? Between that and the sea moss and the fucking and some decent foods, man, and some good positive vibes, man. That keeps the old age away. You know what I mean?
That's right. Health is wealth. And look, put it this way, we being role models to people who are, younger than us, the youth, and telling them they can do it too. This is timeless.
That part. Not all rappers is popping Zans and fucking drinking lean and fucking dog shit liquor, man. Some of us, I don't give a fuck how good the liquor is. I'm just saying, like, you know, some of us out here drinking kombuchas and wheatgrass and shit, and making being healthy and being smart and being a good human cool. You know, we all different. We come from all different walks, all different shapes and sizes, all different ideologies and perspectives. But it's about time we start making, you know, positive, healthy shit cool again, you know. And I think we doing a pretty good fucking job. You know what I mean?
I think so. I think so. We're just gonna
Hell
keep
yeah.
it going, make it positive. And we got one more video to end it with, because I pulled these off your YouTube. So,
Let's go.
I'm already on your YouTube. I already,
Of
subscribed
course.
to there. So, this is what we're doing. We got one more to close it out. We got Sedona to close it out. Do you want to talk
Love it.
about that one before we get into it?
One of my favorite videos I've ever shot. Those are real mushrooms. We really ate mushrooms. I don't care about fucking legalities, man. That shit should be legal everywhere. But yeah, we really took it up there. My brother Dashmesh Khalsa, fucking love this kid, man. I think he changed his name. It's like Dashmesh Singh now, but he's born into Sikhism. He's a fucking I call him my little baby shaman. He's fucking like 5'3", 5'4", fucking Freemason, wizard, fucking shaman. Always, I did combo with him, mushrooms. He's like, you know, he's helped me push in such a positive direction. So he's the one that's masked up in the video. That shit was so powerful. That shit was so dope to have my family in the video. And, you know, my boy Booger, who went up there and shot it, he was just along for the ride. Wasn't really familiar with everything, but like, man, it was beautiful. We ended up going to Strawberry, Arizona afterwards. There was like a fucking waterfall, and Northern Arizona is beautiful. It's such a blessing to get out the city and out the heat and kind of experience trees and all the dope shit that Arizona has to offer, you know. So Sedona was special. Dope effects. You know, I had that ill Stussy shirt with the rocks on, the crystals on it and shit. Like, that whole video is just fire to me. I love Sedona. Shout out to Pharma. The album was dope. Sedona was one of my favorite tracks on there, period. Love that visual came out that way, and, you know, kind of represents the psychedelic part of myself, but also like a little street and, using our local, landscape, which Sedona is like one of the illest places you can visit on earth. So, it was really cool to like, man, all we had to do was show up. I could have been wearing a fucking white t-shirt, dog. The fucking desert in Sedona is so fucking beautiful, and it was just fucking so fun, and we really enjoyed that shoot. And probably drove for 5 hours, 6 hours just to commute for that shit. So, it was dope though, and the videographer killed it. Fucking album was dope. Love Aztecas. I think that's a great representation of just the desert and the people and the culture and all that shit. So, Sedona is a favorite of mine for sure. Anytime you see me shoot a video, that means it's one of my favorite joints, period. So, I'm glad you picked that. That's a solid pick right there.
Oh, thank you. Look, I appreciate it. It's a very, visually pleasing, it's great, definitely great. Of course, bars, it's a great visual altogether. So definitely, have to share that, Before we play that, I want to thank you for taking the time, the multitasking coming on to, Let's Get Activated podcast, episode 126. Right. I was honored to have you.
Likewise, I appreciate you having me, and it's a blessing. So anytime, let's do this again next year. And I'm really grateful for all the support. Keep doing your thing, and now that we're tapped in, and whenever you got something coming out, don't hesitate. Send me a message. I'll post it on the story for you, and we'll keep pushing for each other, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, and vice versa. And, it doesn't end from just the show, it'll be like,
That's right.
I apologize ahead of time. There's going to be some notifications because, I'm also posted on IG. So it's not over. We're still promoting.
Let's go. I'm with that, man. You already know. I assume you'll be touching base with me. So just let me know. Hit me up and let me know what kind of ideas you got. And we're going to make some shit happen. You, me, Coach, and some of your artists, I'm sure we're going to be connecting. So I appreciate it once again.
Definitely. Truly appreciate it. And appreciate everybody for tapping in. If you guys missed the live, watch the replay everywhere.
Yes,
and
follow. That's right.
Let's thank overlay.
And also, follow Get Activated, because right now, like, those are the people that keep this shit. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without the fans, the supporters, the investors, everybody that's involved in this whole process. But the consumer also should be championed. So shout out to fans, shout out to everybody who left a comment. Shout out my homegirl Tiffany, because she was locked in from day one. She super supports the cause. So, I love the shit out of her. All my family, all my friends, all my people, my network, all my peoples, all the Phoenicians, and everybody on your platform that tapped in. It's love. Fuck with me. Tune in. I got a bunch of dope shit coming, and I'm really excited to interact with some new people and really just keep this shit going. Keep giving back, man.
Hey, sounds like a plan, everybody. So we're gonna close it out with Sedona. Want to wish everybody, peace and love. That's
right.
Better jump on that I-17. Heading on. Legends never die, we just fade slow. Never getting high, we just stay blow. In a minute, I was just a jit on a caseload. Babysitting, we was trading pit for the peso. Native low, face cover, get the safe and go. Hit the weight, made it to Sedona, take an eighth in zone. Visions of me getting out the game like the last job. I've been meditating, left the cash in the stash spot. Alley you the intel, relish in the backdrop. I'm known to 360 finish on a bad live. I see B3, a G-Pack, Supreme T, SUV, my team smack. Family over friends, they bend like kneecaps. I remember all the pain, I'm trying to detach. All the grimy shit we did in between like teeth gaps. Get them right before they re-up, I'ma need that. Enough money, then fuck it, I relapse. Marathon, gotta pay the toll, ain't no free laps. From the desert to the coast like a sea bass. You don't know the Enzo from the C-Class. My repertoire connoisseur with a ski mask. Born shore, find me up north where the trees at. Gotta get my head right now. Going to Sedona, get my head right now. Gotta get my head right now. Driving hour north, get my head right now. Gotta get my head right now. Smoke a little some, get my head right now. Gotta get my head right now. Gonna get my head right now. Me and my Aztec is on the red rocks. Big choppers in the desert, get them shell shot. Had to cleanse my senses, shake my chi off. Sepia, electrify the body with the CMOS. Transform dirty money into clean food. You need supreme fuel in the vehicle. Eat a few of these and then tell me when you see two. I know a vortex with a mean view, where the op never goes, so it's peaceful. Release fumes, Deepak smoker on that green glue. Healing wounds, a wild childhood in the streets do. Causing havoc like Prodigy was my seafood. Moving weight before we painted with the bars. In that bucket, now we take the spaceship up to Mars. Don't gotta be in LA to see the stars. Look above, them AZ aliens never far. Gotta get my head right now. Going to Sedona, get my head right now. Gotta get my head right now. Driving out north, get my head right now. Gotta get my head right now. Smoke a little some, get my head right now. Gotta get my head right now. Gonna get my head right now. Shit, I'm headed north. Gotta get my head right. Ain't no better place.